everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm filming this on Halloween, but it's going up on my birthday on November 1st. So, yay, happy birthday to me. And happy birthday to Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books. We share a birthday together. So I'm going to do my TBR today. Hopefully the phone doesn't ring this time. As you know, I do my Triple RC challenge. That's the Reader's Romance Reading Group on Goodreads. All the links will be below. And I also do a million more pages challenge. So I have that as well, or the books. I have 3 stacks of books behind you that I haven't gotten to yet for that, so I probably won't finish it, but it's fun to try. So the first challenge is Happy November Birthday. Read a book published in November, or read a book with yellow gold on the cover in order for, in honor of the November birthstone topaz. So that one, I'm going to be reading The Bromance Book Club by Lisa K. Adams. I know you can't really see it. It was published November 5th, 2019, so it works. Now, number 2. Read a book that includes a character or by an author with these names. This month's names are Maeve, and that means intoxicating, so you can either work with the name or what it means, and that's up to your interpretation. Esme, which means loved, Jonah, which means a dove, and Zachary, God has remembered. So this one I am using A Spell for Trouble by Esme Addison. It's book 1 in an Enchanted Bay mystery. Like I said, I don't know much about these. The Bromance Book Club is a bunch of guys who read romance to have better relationships with their wives, girlfriends, whatever. This one is Alexandra Daniels hasn't set foot in the quiet seaside town of Bellamy Bay, North Carolina in over 20 years. Ever since her mother's tragic death, her father has mysteriously forbidden her from visiting her aunt and her cousins. But on a whim, Alex accepts an invitation to visit her estranged relatives and to help them in their family business, an herbal apothecary known for its remarkably potent teas, salves, and folk remedies. So, Bellamy Bay doesn't look like trouble, but this town that harbors dark secrets. Alex discovers that her own family is at the center of a salacious town gossip, and that they are rumored to be magical healers descended from mermaids. She brushes this off as nonsense until a local is poisoned and her aunt Linda is arrested for the crime. So, there's that one. Number 3 is a featured author challenge. Shayna Gallon. Read a book written by her, or read a book that has been nominated for an award, or that is tagged as historical romance. You may also read a book featuring a teacher or student or any child, or a book set in Texas. Why did this not go? There we go. So I'm going to be reading When You Give a Duke a Diamond. It's book 1 in the Jewels of the Ton, and it's by Shayna Gallon. Sorry. Try not to say So, oops, there we go. Then challenge 4 is November 5, Book Lovers Day. Reread a book that you loved, or read a book by an author you love. This is my favorite series. I know it's problematic. I'm not going to go into it, but I devoured these books when I read them the first time, and it's the Lice and Terror series by Joanna Lindsay, and this is book 1, Warrior's Woman. It brings back memories of my best friend, because if you didn't know, like, my best friend passed away just after I turned 20. And we used to be able to sit in a room and read our own books and be perfectly comfortable with each other. She was a big reader as well. And she's actually the reason I got back into reading Harlequin. She would devour them. I had stopped reading them because I got bored with them. And she brought the love back for me. So, yeah, I read this around the time that she was still alive. So this brings back memories. So this is going to be read. And it's futuristic, but no technology. Or, from what I can remember, It's like historical futuristic. It's a thing. So number six is number five. November 6th. Marooned without a compass day. Read a book where a character is lost or stranded somewhere, or feels somehow trapped, open to interpretation. Trapped in a dead end job would work, for example. You may also read a book that is tagged mystery or suspense. So, I don't know why that. Oh, there we go. For this, I'm going to read Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. I can't remember if I read anything by her yet. But this is pretty suspenseful. It looks like somebody chewed it. A girl whose aunt goes missing at this hotel 20 years before. 1982, and this is 2017. So she decides to go and try and find out any information, and it's pretty spooky. So then number 6 is Whispers. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Number 6 is Veterans Day, Armistice Day, Remembrance Day. Read a book that includes a character that is current or former military or first responder. And that's Whispers in the Dark by Maya Banks. It's KGI, the series KGI number 4, and they are all former military. I love that series. It's a bunch of brothers who were in the military, and they've taken on their own. They kind of work for the FBI, kind of don't, but they're like not vigilantes, but they go into like terrorist-ridden countries and try and they have missions and stuff like that. So number 7 is November 15th, America Recycles Day. Read a book that you borrowed or received used in some way. A book that has been recycled, libraries and KU count, and that's Kindle Unlimited. Or you may read a book that you plan on passing on in some way, recycling, after you've read it, and since so many of us read digitally now, and those books are harder to pass on, this includes passing on a recommendation. So for this, I'm going for Forbidden by Beverly Jenkins. It's book 1 in the Forbidden series, I think. And it's historical romance. Ryan Fontaine is building the successful life he's always dreamed of, one that depends upon him passing for white. But for the first time in years, he wishes he could step out from behind the facade. The reason, Eddie Carmichael, the young woman he rescued in the desert. Outspoken, defiant, and beautiful, Eddie tempts Ryan in ways that could cost him everything, and the price seems worth paying. So there's that one. So the next one is Challenge 8, November 17th, Homemade Bread Day. Read a book with food on the cover or character connected with the food industry in some way, anywhere from farm to table, or you may read a book that you consider a comfort read. So I've chosen Fudge Cupcake Murder by Joanne Fluke. It's book 5 in the Hannah Swenson Cozy Mystery series. We'll see. She owns the cookie jar, like a bakery that people go to for coffee and cookies, and there's always recipes in the book. I haven't tried any, but Challenge 9 is November 28th, Red Planet Day. Read a book tagged sci-fi or fantasy, or a book that has a red cover or something round on the cover. Why is this not moving? There we go. I'm going to read A Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers. It's book 1 in the Monk and Robot series. I've never read any Becky Chambers because my library doesn't have any. So Hoopla has that one. And I think that's the only one they have by her. And then Challenge 10 is Read Whatever You Want book. So that one, I have the Book of Cold Cases. That is, I'm hoping, is on order at the library. We'll see. And I think I just put it on hold because I went to get it the other day and it was gone. So the challenges I have for the million more pages is challenge 52, and that is Read a book published in the same month as your birthday, and since it was published in November, I'm reading The Bromance Book Club by Alyssa K. Adams, and I just showed it. So that one is a definite. Number 55 is go to the main page for the book you read in December 2021, so any book. Pick a book to read from the Readers Also Enjoyed at the top right. If the book page for the book you read does not have a Readers Also Enjoyed list, pick another book you read in December. So this one, I found The Weight of Silence by Heather Gudenkoff. I don't know anything about it. It happens quietly one hot August morning in Iowa. Two families awaken to find their little girls have gone missing in the night. 7-year-old Callie Clark suffers from selective mutism brought on by a tragedy that happened when she was a toddler. Petra Gregory is Callie's best friend and her voice, but neither girl has been heard from since they vanished. Now Callie's and Petra's parents are tied by the question of what happened to their children, and the answer is trapped in the silence of unspoken family secrets. So that sounds good. Next one was number 2. Go to your homepage again, because the number 1 was go to the homepage. Scroll down through the updates and pick any book mentioned, and that one was Nora Roberts' Dance Upon the Air. It's book 1 in the Three Sisters Island trilogy, and I don't know much about it. Nell Channing arrives on charming Three Sisters Island. She believes that she's finally found refuge from her abusive husband and from the terrifying life she fled so desperately 8 months ago. But even in this quiet, peaceful place, Nell never feels entirely at ease. Careful to conceal her true identity, she takes a job as a cook at the local bookstore cafe and begins to explore her feelings for the island sheriff, Zach Todd. But there's a part of herself she can never reveal to him, for she must continue to guard her secrets if she wants to keep the past at bay. One careless word, one misplaced confidence, and the new life she's so carefully created could shatter completely. And there's more, but that's pretty much the gist of it. So then number 12, I know I have this one on order. Let's see. Oh, come on. So number 12 was click on Browse New Releases. Click on My Authors at the top and pick a book that shows up on the list for January or beyond. If none of the new releases appeal, read a different book by an author that shows up on the list, but it must be a series you have not read yet or a standalone if no series. So I was going to pick this one if I could not get a hold of the one I have on hold, so I'll be picking that up today. Was The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel, but I have The Sea of Tranquility coming, and I think that's the newer one. Yeah, 2022. So I will be picking that up today. And then 54 is read a book with your age intact in the page number. Example, if you are 52, 520 or 352 pages. So I am, like I said, I'm filming this on Halloween, but this is going up on my birthday. So that means I will be 47. So the book that I chose for that is book 1 in the Confessions of Georgia Nicholson, and it's Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging by Louise Renison, and I believe she's passed away. But this is like a huge series. I have 2 books in the series, and this is book 1. And it's got, let's see, 247 pages. So that is okay. Then there's number 40. Read a book published in 2021. So that is going to be People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I think it's about 2 friends that used to go on vacation every year, and then something happens between their relationship. So she starts going by herself, and then she realizes she wants him to start coming again, and they want to fix the relationship one more time, And then the final one is 33. Read a book that you bought in 2019 but haven't read yet. If you don't have one, then read any book published in 2019. So I got this in the Now crate, so I figured I'd probably read it. And that is The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones. I don't know much about it. Ooh. 17-year-old Rin cares about only two things, her family and her family's graveyard. And right now, both are in dire straits. Since the death of their parents, Rin and her siblings have been scraping together a meager existence as gravediggers in the remote village of Colburn, which sits at the foot of a harsh and deadly mountain range that was once home to the Fae. The problem with being a gravedigger in Colburn, though, is that the dead don't always stay dead. So, there's more, but that just sounds intriguing to me. So, and then, if I can, I'm going to, where'd they go? Oh. 7 Years to Sin by Sylvia Day. Young man forced to sell his body for money. Young lady who watched him do it. Yeah. And Elevation by Stephen King. And whatever else I feel like picking up, I will. Because, like I said, I have stacks of books behind you. I read for fun. It's my entertainment. I don't watch a whole lot of TV. If I do, it's only investigation discovery for true crime. So, that is one channel I cannot live without. But I haven't been watching a whole lot lately because I've been doing other things. So, that is my TBR for November. Let me know if you've read any of these, if you've liked them, if you've not, if you agree with my unpopular opinions from my wrap-up. Let me know that too. And I will talk to you later. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, comment, and give me a like. Bye.